Happy Friday, family. It's your boy LC, and welcome back to Juxtaposition 5-Minute Fridays. On today's episode, family, we are going to be discussing your citizenship. But before we dive into it, please like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and even drop some comments. All right, so again, like I said, we're going to be discussing your citizenship, which we will expound upon in next week's episode. So let's define citizenship. A citizen is a legal status that defines a person's relationship with a state and the rights and responsibilities that come with it. It can also refer to a sense of identity and belonging to a community. So my question for my believers out there is, do you feel like you have a relationship with heaven? Do you feel like you have an understanding of your rights and responsibilities that come with being a citizen of heaven? And more importantly, do you have a sense of identity and belonging to a community that represents the kingdom agenda? And the reason why I say it like that, family, is because God has helped me to realize that a lot of us do not know who we are. Our identity has been tainted by the imagery of things, wealth, social status, having families without understanding of even how to serve in these families, doing things just to look good, to feel successful. And one thing I'll say, family, I'm not here to judge it because I was on that path myself. And the great Dr. Miles Monroe has a quote that reflects the very essence of my being. He said, "The greatest enemy of mankind is ignorance of self. And without understanding, life is just an experiment and frustration is the reward." And woo, family, I will say that was me fully. I was raised to get a good job, go to school, educate yourself, do these things, and life will be good. Yet, when I put my identity into the career, and what I mean by my identity, I put my value, I put my understanding of who I was in this thing, hoping that my career would tell me, you're a good leader, you're a strong man, you're powerful, you have influence. I looked at my family in hopes that my family will validate my existence. That I'm a king. I'm a good husband. I'm a good father. Yet, when conflict arose, when challenges stirred up, I was unable to operate in accordance with my true identity. The identity that exists in heavenly realms. The identity that it reflects the very character, the very nature, the very understanding of my Father who sits in heavenly places. And if we was look real quick at Romans chapter 8, verse 14, and even then going down to verse 17, it says, "For all who are allowing themselves to be led by the Spirit of God are sons of God." Verse 17, "And if we are his children, then we are his heirs also, heirs of God and fellow heirs with Christ, sharing his spiritual blessings and inheritance. If indeed we share in his suffering, so that we may share in his glory." And I want to be very clear, family, it is not possible to share in Christ's suffering when you don't know who you are. You'll be angry every time you're challenged. You'll be angry every time God tests you. You'll be frustrated and confused, and you'll run back to every habit, every negative thought pattern, every toxic thing that you used to do to soothe yourself, to give you a sense of comfort, to give you a sense of purpose, to give you a sense of identity. So what am I saying to you, family? What I'm saying is, take this week, reflect on who you are. What did God say about you? What did God say your identity was? Because again, if we don't have any understanding of this, if we don't have any understanding of who we are, we will live consistently a frustrated life. And what makes it worse is that frustration doesn't just stay with us. Like I said earlier about being a citizen. You could be a citizen of heaven or a citizen of the world. So what does that mean? That means that you have the opportunity to taint others because of your lack of understanding of who you are. You have the opportunity to derail others, like your wife, like your children, like your co-workers. Because again, when you don't know who you are and why you're serving, You become volatile, arrogant, proud. You ignore the signs. You overlook how you treat people. So I want you to reflect on who you are this week and compare it to what Jesus has said about you. So we'll dive into this a little deeper next week. And I hope that this is good food for your soul. But this is Juxtaposition 5 Minute Fridays.